Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This video will be the continuation of my mid-frontal SolidWorks project. In my previous video, I have already shown you how I have done the detailing. This is assembly mode. The detailing of the bottom casing as shown here. If I off my top plane, top casing here, so this is bottom casing. I have done the detailing by I've already created 3 supporting ribs to hold the batteries and the slot to hold the metal connector and also the 2 supporters here to hold the DC motor. Alright, this is assembly mode. So for this video, I will do the detailing for the top casing. So I will do the same approach. Let me on back my top casing and I off the bottom casing. So I'm now in assembly mode. Alright, okay, similar approach like what I've done before. So I will click at this main casing file and I go to the fourth icon edit part so it turns to blue color. So here, under features here I have plane. So from here, the distance is 40. I create another plane there, so I will trace. So this plane is in level to the first rib that I've created for the bottom casing. Alright, 14 from at the back face here. So this is a plane 20. Okay, now I select this plane and I go for sketch mode. Okay, I carefully select the edge and this edge, and I go convert to entities. I just simply click OK, and I have a trace. I have a trace outline of the 2 batteries. I exit this edit sketch and also I exit this edit part mode. So I will go to part modeling mode. Now I'm in part modeling mode, not in assembly mode. Alright, in this part modeling mode, so under this plane 20 here, I can do editing. So this is top casing, so I will turn it upside down here. Alright, like I've shown you in my previous video, I do the editing to make these 2 circles fully defined, but actually I don't have to do that. So since I have a plane here, plane 20, I click edit, I create a new sketch on that same plane. So simply I just select these 2 circles, I can go convert to entity. So we already have the trace image. Actually, not necessarily I have to make it fully defined. If I go to this normal view like this, so I can put a line here. So I will make a line. Straight line as long the line is longer than the 2 circle. So I will put a distance from this origin to here 2 millimeter. Okay, now I can trim. Okay, I have the outline for me to create the rib for the top casing. Okay, now then I will do rib. Okay, make sure the thickness of the rib is 1. And make sure the pointing is downward here, because I'm turning upside down here. Pointing downward the material, and selected body is this one. Then I have the rib for the top casing. If I go for standard view, right, so the top casing have the rib. Alright, if I go back to the assembly mode, alright, then just to check, and if I on the bottom casing and I go for section view, this section view, then I click OK. Okay, in this assembly file, the rib of the top casing is in line with the bottom casing ribs that I've already done, right? Okay, let me off back my bottom casing. Let me off the section view. Okay, let me off the bottom casing. Alright, I go back to part modeling mode. Alright, I will do another 2 ribs here. So I have the, I just need to on back my last rib that I have done the sketch there. I need to turn it on. Alright, for the second ribs here, so I will do the same reference geometric plane. So the distance, the next is 12. Okay, 12. Okay, then I will do sketch on this plane. Okay, actually I don't have to, for convert to entities, okay, I don't have to, previously I've shown you I have to select the edges. Actually, not necessarily I have to select the edges manually and do convert to entities. Since now I'm on plane 21 in sketch mode, so I can simply select the previous sketch here, sketch 64 here, my previous rib sketch. I just simply add that sketch. It's already have the sketch outline that I just convert to entities. So it's already there. It's projected. We already traced the previous uh, sketch that I already done. Right. So this would be my second rib. Okay, thickness one. Make sure pointing is up there. Then second rib. Right. So I will do another plane twice also. Okay, I will do sketch on this one. So trace outline. I use this sketch 64. Convert to entities. Automatically it will be traced here. Then go for features rib. Make sure it's pointing upward and selected body is here. So now I have the three ribs, right? Okay, if I go back to the assembly mode, now the three ribs are on that top casing, right? If I on my bottom casing here and I go for this section view, right? As you can see, all the three ribs are on the position on this top casing. Okay, it's nicely in line. So we have the three ribs on the top and three ribs at the bottom, nicely grip the two AAA batteries. Right, another thing about since at this top bottom casing we have a cross member, so to avoid misalignment of the AAA batteries when we try to fit in the batteries, so I will do the same for the top casing. Right, let me off this one and I off my bottom casing. So I go back to part modeling mode. So let me off this three plane. So I have a clean view. All right, similar approach. I have to create. Okay, let me turn this view upside down here. I need to create a cross rib. So the idea of this cross rib is that when we try to fit in the batteries, it will prevent the batteries to be in terms of misalignment. It means that the battery can easily slide on these three ribs since we have a cross member here. So I will do the same. I will do the cross rib by create a line here. Right, in order for me to do that, I have to go to sketch. Under sketch here, I have 3D sketch. So I will do a point. All right, the point will be carefully select at the, I can hit do here, at the middle point. Okay, sometimes it's hard to select the middle point. So because I have a double sketch, let me exit this before I do that. Let me exit the sketch one. So it means that this sketch need to be off. All right, so now easy for me to do 3D sketch. I do again 3D sketch, then I do point. So the point must be at this. This is the middle point. So I just put a point there. So I have the point at that middle point of that this trace outline of the rib. So now I can position my features, my plane. The first plane it should be the top plane, and the second position is the point where I've just created. So I have the top plane laying on that point. So for this top plane, this plane I can create a sketch, right? So I go to the this view, so I can easily draw the line from this point, make sure it's horizontal, and it touch up until this midpoint. So this line is good for me to do, good enough for me to do the read. So under the features here, I will do the read. But here, if you look here, the pointing is to the right and to the left. This is the wrong direction. So I go for the second option here, pointing upward or downward, but I go to flip to pointing downward. And selected bodies is this one. And I have this cross member read, right? Okay, let me off this plane. Okay, about on the other side, just simply mirror it, right? Okay, the mirror is the right plane. Since the right plane is laying in the middle, so I go for mirror. The red plane is already selected, then I select the rib. So I have the other ribs there. Right, so this will be the cross member rib. Okay, let me save my file first. All right, okay, let me go to standard view. Right, if I go back to the assembly mode, okay, if I go back to assembly mode, as you can see here, okay, I already done the cross member rib there on the top of the top casing here. Okay, about the, all right, if you look here, if I on back my bottom casing and I go for this section view, right, about this, since we have this metal connector here between the batteries and the DC motor here, and we have features here, the slot, like kind like snap fitted, this metal connector snap fitted to the slot. So this metal connector here, I think is good enough to be put only on the bottom casing. It means that I don't have to make a upper version here on the top casing. But about the motor here, if you see, if you look at this DC motor here, we have two supporting structures to hold the motor. Right, if I off this and I off the section view and I off the top casing. All right, about this DC motor here, we have two supporting rib. I have already created these two supporting rib to hold this DC motor, but I think this since motor have high RPM, it kind of produce counter torque. I think that these two supporting structure is kind of quite stable enough to support the DC motor. So it means I got to make something features on the top casing that could hold this motor by I will do one supporting rib on the top casing. So it means that I have to add one rib on the top on the top casing, so kind like it will hold the motor, kind like make the motor in fixed position. It kind like grip and hold the motor. Alright, to do that, so I on back my top casing. Okay, on my top casing. Okay, and I off my bottom casing. Alright, so I will do this since this is assembly mode, so I will click at here, then I go for edit part. So what I will do here, so now I'm editing this main casing file in assembly mode. So here under the features, I will go for plane. So I will select, since I have this a flat plane, so I will create a level of plane kind like in the middle. If I go for 11, 11 is not kind like at the middle of that motor, so I go for 10. I think 10 is good, kind like don't have to be really precise at the middle, but somewhere around in the middle on that motor, so this plane is good enough. So this, I just click OK. So I have this new plane here. All right, this new plane here, I will create a sketch. Okay, I will create a sketch. So what I will do, I just simply trace just one line here, only horizontal line of the edge of this motor. I select this line, then I convert to entities. I simply click OK. So I have a trace outline there. So I exit the sketch. Then I will edit part. Then I go back to part modeling mode. Right. So I have a trace outline there for me just to create a read. So this line is good enough. All right. So since I have this line, so I go simply to features. Then I go read. Then I select on this line. So it's pointing downward. Make sure I go flip material upward and I select the body. So I have a solid wall there. So it's good enough. This solid wall is good enough as a features to kind of like holding the motor in position. It means that motor in stable fixed position. Rather than we don't have this. If I go back to the assembly mode, all right, as you can see, if I on back my bottom casing and I go to section view, so we have a features on the top casing, it kind like a solid wall to kind like gripping or holding the motor. I think it's much better to have these features rather than we don't have anything here. Okay, so this Alright, so I off my, so let me save all the file first. Alhamdulillah, I have completed detailing the top casing because I believe that is all the necessary features for the top casing. And also I have already completed detailing the bottom casing. Inshallah, in my next video soon, I will show you how I will do detailing of this detailing of this rear part here, the opening lid. Okay. After I've done detailing, in my next video, the detailing of this opening lid at the back here. So then I will do save all the file as a separate file before I go for assembly. Since we're still on the, because if I go to the part modeling mode, this file is still on the, we have three bodies here. We have bottom casing, top casing, and opening lid at the back. After I have completed detailing my next video, the opening lid at the back, then only I will separate all this as a separate file. It means that bottom casing will be bottom casing, only have one body. Top casing will be top casing, only have one body. And opening lid will be opening lid that only have one body. So we still now, I'm still now in main casing file where I have three bodies here, right? Okay, inshallah, I will see you in the next video. But before that, please do not forget to click like and subscribe my channel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.